During his 3 years of traveling and teaching, Jesus had repeatedly told his closest followers that he must suffer. He would die and be resurrected on the 3rd day. At the annual feast commemorating the Hebrews' escape from Egypt, Jesus told them, "One of you will betray me and give me over to be executed, as God's prophets predicted." They started asking each other who would do such a thing. Jesus knew that Judas was the traitor. After the meal, they followed Jesus to the Mount of Olives to pray. Suddenly, Judas arrived leading a crowd of soldiers and religious officials carrying torches and weapons. The religious leaders had sent them. Judas approached Jesus and kissed him, signaling that he was the man to arrest. The crowd took Jesus to the house of the high priest for a trial. They searched for a way to accuse him of a crime so they could put him to death. The high priest asked, "Are you the promised Savior, the Son of God?" Jesus answered, "Yes, I am who you say." The high priest tore his clothes and screamed, "Blasphemy! We've all heard him disrespect God. He deserves to die." They took Jesus to the Roman governor and accused him of stirring up rebellion and claiming to be king of the Jews. When Jesus gave no answer, the governor asked, "Don't you know that I have authority to release you or kill you?" Jesus said, "You would have no authority over me unless it were given to you from above. I came to speak truth to the world." The governor asked, "What is truth?" He went out and told the crowd Jesus was not guilty, but they yelled, "Crucify him! Crucify him!" The governor gave in to the crowd but declared, "His blood is on your hands." The Roman soldiers took him, stripped him, punched and whipped him. Then they forced him to carry a wooden cross out of the city to the place people were crucified. A large crowd followed the entire way, including women who were wailing with grief. When they arrived, the soldiers put him on the cross, nailed his hands and feet to the wood, and crucified him between 2 criminals, one on his right and another on his left. Above him a sign read, "The King of the Jews." The soldiers and people from the crowd yelled at him, cursing and making fun of him. But Jesus lifted his head and said, "Forgive them, Father. They don't know what they are doing." One of the criminals hanging next to Jesus started to make fun of him too. "If you're the promised Savior, prove it. Save yourself and us too while you're at it." But the other criminal yelled back at the first one, "Don't you have any respect for God as you die? We both deserve to be executed, but he did nothing wrong." Then he said to Jesus, "Remember me when you rule in your kingdom." Jesus answered, "Today you will be with me in heaven." About noon, the sun faded and darkness covered the land for 3 hours. Jesus cried in a loud voice, "My Father, I give my spirit into your hands." And then he died. That very moment, there was a violent earthquake that split rocks and ripped the temple curtain in half, from top to bottom. Jesus said he had the power to prevent his crucifixion. Why do you think he chose to die? How could Jesus promise a criminal that he would join the Savior in heaven when he hadn't had time to do good deeds?